How you want this to go?
Oh shit! I mean, it's the same. It's the same recipe. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You hear me?
Big fact.
It is what it is. It's a dose of necessary truth because you got so many people who operate in the YouTube space and they're clowns. They don't really represent what's going on in the city. They don't represent what's going on in the ghetto. They don't represent what's going on in the culture for real, for real. You have some people who just get up here talking just for the purposes of being sensational. You feel what I'm saying? So all you ever gonna get out of me is just the truth.
Last time you were here, you had some eye-opening things that people, I don't think, you test a lot of boundaries that I don't think people understand because you really come from the streets. You know, your background speaks for itself. From Detroit, really putting that work, really had to go behind the bars, so you can speak from a lot of different perspectives. What I want to start with is this. The Diddy documentary, #1 trending everywhere, right?
In the world, yeah.
Crazy. Now, this is what I want to know from somebody that came from the streets. Is what 50 Cent did, is that a violation?
No, it's not a violation. When you look at the history that they have, I can see it's a violation in the sense of, like, from just a real nigga perspective, that when somebody get down, you don't kick them while they down. It's kind of like if me and you in the street and we both sell dope, right? I don't want to see you indicted. If I have a problem with you and we're in the streets, I would rather see you free. I'd rather you fall at my hand than to see you fall at the hand of law enforcement. So in that way, I can understand how people are looking at him and feel like he's violating by what he's doing in terms of pushing the envelope and kicking him while he's down. But when you look at the degree of horrible shit that Diddy was into, the degree of horrible shit that he was into, some people feel like that he should be punished beyond the sentence that he got from law enforcement. Some people feel like he should be ashamed to the point to where he's run out of black entertainment, black culture, and just that. They feel like it's not enough. I mean, it is what it is. Diddy was a pretty horrible motherfucker, man. I don't know how to say it no other way than that. And I think people want him to suffer culturally.
Right.
I think people want him above and beyond the sentence that he got. People want to see him destroyed because of the level of power. They don't feel like that the injustices that he committed was addressed, you know, with the sentence, with the trial and with the sentence. They feel like that he's gonna come out here and be the same kind of monster that he was before he left. And I think that 50 Cent and other people who are like 50 Cent want to see him destroyed from a social standpoint. He's already destroyed with the law, as far as I'm concerned, but they want to see his, sometimes, you know, a sentence I mean, how many times have we just seen Pooh Shiesty come home?
Right.
He wasn't destroyed because he spent 4, 5, 6 years in prison. Neither will Diddy. I think that 50 Cent's objective is to make him look as horrible as possible and to expose as much as they possibly can about just how much of a horrible ass, monster ass nigga he was.
All right, so let me ask you this though, right? Because if we're gonna throw stones, right? You know, the whole throw stones in the glass house.
Yeah.
He's been accused of burning his baby mama house down. He's been accused of other things that maybe not on the sexual deviancy part, but on some violent shit. So and now you're starting to see people target him. So what do you say to those people that say
it's not the same, bro?
Got you.
It's not the same. I mean, when it comes to the degree of debauchery that Diddy was involved in, when it came to the level of influence that he had, when it came to how he wielded his power to kind of like bend the world to his own will, that shit is unheard of. We've never before, and just in black culture, I'm sure there are more horrible people than him, but in black culture, bro, I don't think, and especially in the world of hip hop, I don't think that we ever saw some shit like we're seeing with him right now.
Right.
So when it comes to 50 Cent burning his bitch house down and doing, that's typical nigga shit. We do that. Me and you do that last week. You hear me? We'll burn a bitch house down quick.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. We'll burn a bitch house down quick. So what 50 Cent may or may not be guilty of, what he's accused of, that is just like, that shit is not beyond reason. The shit that Diddy was into, that shit was unreasonable, bro. All
right, you gotta do this for me. Please break down street nigga logic, cause street nigga logic is different.
It is.
1 + 1 ain't 2.
It's not. It's 6.
So please break it down. For what is street nigga logic?
Well, Street nigga, a lot of it comes from just the so-called codes to the street.
No, but give me like some scenarios. Like, just give me some like the breakdown of the definition.
Perfect one for you. Like, for example, in the streets, when it comes to property crimes, crimes of anger, frustration, and rage, like murder, assault, shit like that, those are typical crimes that we all understand, and we can understand how a person can go from being cool to a motherfucker exploding and shooting the motherfucker in the heartbeat. We can understand that. When it comes to molesting children and raping women, that is typically shit that motherfuckers from the street, we don't prescribe to that shit, and we don't give a fuck what happened to you if you on that type of time. If you raping kids, right? Like, motherfuckers in the street, they don't look at getting the motherfucker gone, so I don't look at telling on a nigga who done raped a kid or turning him over to law enforcement. I don't look at that as that's ratting. You know what I'm saying? Even though it is the same thing, right? But we don't look at that shit because those crimes are not inspired by poverty. They're not inspired by just being angry and frustrated, growing up in an explosive condition like the ghetto, right? Those crimes are like those are like werewolves and vampires who do shit like that. That's why when you look at even the white man look at that shit like it's some werewolf vampire ass shit. Like, listen, my nigga, I can kill a motherfucker today. He can kill a motherfucker tomorrow. He can get 10 to 20 for a second degree murder, right? I can get 25 to 50 for a first degree murder, right? When I come home and they say that murder is the top level of criminal shit you can do, right?
Right.
But when you come home off a murder rap, bro, you ain't got to go register. They don't keep track of you. You can kill a motherfucker and do 10, 15, 20, 30 years, come home, and you just free. When you can rape a motherfucker and do 6 months or do a year or do 2 years, when you come home, you got to be on the sex offender registry list for the rest of your life. And that's because they understand that the things that motivate a motherfucker who commits a property crime or a crime based on anger like murder or assault, that's different from a motherfucker who raping and molesting kids. It takes a different kind of motherfucking note to go on in a nigga mind to rape and molest a kid, so they want to keep track of you because they know that, I think it says 75% of the people who get molested in their preteen adolescence, they go on to become molesters. So when you molest or rape a child or a young person just in general, right? You change the whole chemistry of their brain, and then you're producing something in them that makes them more prone to go out and commit rape as well. So you creating a vampire. That ain't no normal motherfucker. I can rob you. That don't mean you can go out and rob another motherfucker when you get grown. But when you rape and molest an innocent life, that shit is deserving of death, to tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? So motherfuckers, when it comes to street code, motherfuckers look engaged molestation and rape in a different lens than they do a motherfucker who's selling dope or motherfucker who bust a motherfucker out. That ain't the same shit.
Right. So let me ask you this. Is that how y'all look at Diddy? Because we never heard anything about Diddy doing underage.
It's a mixture of that.
But what part though? I never heard of him doing
underage. Just the acute level of sexual impropriety going on. You know what I'm saying? That's like some here. Listen, rubbing cum on you and taking a bath in the cum, that ain't no normal shit, bro.